Hey guys, this is the video for 4-9. We are using tables to write a rule in an equation that represents the pattern in each table. So here I have our homework projected. This is what we were working on today. We're going to do a couple from the homework, and then we will work through about one of them from our Khan Academy. So when you look here, we have this table. We have some x values and y values. And when we start looking at a table to find a rule, we don't really want to look to see what's happening between the y's or between the x's. What we want to see is what's happening between the two of the variables. So when I look at this, I want to say, what is happening to the 1 to make it turn into a 33? So I know I can multiply 1 times 33, so I can try that. Let's see. 1 times 33, that seems to work. But when I go over to the next column, is 2 times 33, 34? No, that wouldn't work. So that would not be the pattern. I also know I can try 32. I can add 32 to x to make 33. 1 plus 32 is 33. Let's try it on the next spot. Is 2 plus 32 34? Yep. Let's try it one more time just to be on the safe side. Is 3 plus 32 35? Yep. So we have found our rule. We know that if you add 32 to x, you will get y. Now we're ready to write our equation. So what I do is I start up here. So x, then your rule, plus 32 equals y. Okay, we can also write it as a y. We would just do it inverse. So we would say y, and instead of adding 32, we're subtracting 32 to get that number. So you can put minus 32 equals x. Either one of those is fine. Neither one of those will work. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this and scoot down to another problem here. Okay, so here, this one we have to complete the table and then write a rule in an equation that does the same thing. So essentially we're going to be doing what we did here, but we are going to use our rule to figure out the missing numbers. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to say, hey, look, this is plus 5, this is plus 5, this is plus 5, this is plus 5. While that does work, it doesn't always, because sometimes the table will skip to different values. So you need to use the rule to find the missing spot. So let's see. What I need to do is I need to look at 32 to 17. How am I getting from 17 to 32 or 32 to 17? Well, I know it's going down. The value is going down, so I could try to subtract. I know the missing value in here would be 15. I'm going to try it in the next section. Is 37 minus 15 22? Yep. Can I try it here? That works also. 42 minus 15 is 27. So I've found my rule. I see that I'm going to subtract 15 from my g value to get my k value. So now I can write my equation. G minus 15 equals k. We can also write it the other way around using the inverse. K plus 15 equals g, because I can go backwards, right? So 17 plus 15 would be 32, and 22 plus 15 would be 37. So either one is fine. So you can say k plus 15 equals g. Either one of those is fine. But we're going to continue on with our pattern to find the missing piece here. So we're going to say minus 15. There we go. Minus 15. We would need to regroup here. This becomes 4, this becomes 12, 7, and 3, 37. Cool. That's it. That's all we do. That's what you're going to do for number 11. So let me scoot it over just a tad here. Okay. So for number 11, we're going to do the same thing. Try to see your pattern. 0 and 0 is going to be kind of difficult. So I would say try to find the pattern that's happening here, see if it works here and here. Then once you find your pattern, use it to solve your missing variable. Okay. Now looking at number I think number 12 is pretty doable. You just need to find out, you're using division here to find out the cost of one teddy bear, and then you can make an equation. The one that I found was the most difficult on the page for the classes was number 13. And I think the problem is that not all of us paid attention to this section over here. Sorry, it's crooked. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, let's pull it up. Oh, stop being crooked. Okay, so we need to pay attention to this guy right here. So it tells us that the general admission to get into the county fair is $8. And every time you want to ride a ride, you have to pay $2.50. So this is very important to our table. So it says Andrea attends the county fair. The fair charges for admission and each ride, which we found over here. Use the pattern in the table. So we're going to find the pattern to find the cost for 5 rides, if they wanted to ride 5 rides, or if they wanted to ride 8 rides. So we'll find those. Then, once we have found our pattern and see that it works, we're going to find the cost if they want to ride 12 rides, okay? So before I can even start looking at this table here, I want to think about what they gave me over here. I know the cost. If I want to find out the cost, that's unknown. I know I need to pay $8 to get in, no matter what, right? If I want to walk into that fair, I need to pay $8. Okay, then I'm going to add the cost to ride rides. So I know every single ride I'm going to ride is going to be $2.50. The only thing we don't know is how many rides do we want to go on? Since we don't know that, we're going to use a variable. Okay, so we'll use R for rides. So this is our rule, and it will fit each one of these. Okay, so if you want to check it to make sure that it's right, we can start by saying C is the same as 8 plus 250. And because we already have an R value here, we can just plug that one in right here. And then our answer should come out to 1550 to see if this works. So I'm going to plug in 3 there. Okay, and then I'm going to give myself a little workspace up here. So we have 250 times 3. I'm just going to work that out real quick. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Put our decimal in here, plus 8. We have 1550. Oops. So that works out great. So that does work. We know that that works. So now we can go ahead and we can plug in our values that we don't know. So another little guy. So we're going to start by saying, well, we know 5 rides, so we can put a 5 here, and we'll solve it. 250 times 5 rides. We have 25 and 12. Move your decimal. So then we have this one becomes 1250 because we've gone ahead and solved that. And then we're going to add $8 to it, right? So we have 2050. Okay, so this one is 2050. Okay, and then I'm going to leave this next one blank for you here. I would like you to do 8. Okay, so you're going to do this one. So what you're going to do is, we'll do 250 times 8. And then once you get that, you're going to add $8 for the admission, and that will be your answer here. Okay, then finally, we're going to find out 12 rides. So I'm going to give you this rule, $8 to get in, plus $2.50 for every ride I want to ride, and I know I'm riding 12 rides. So you're going to multiply 250 times 12. Once you get that product, you're just going to add $8 for your admission, and then you'll have the cost. Okay? All right. Now looking at Khan Academy tonight. Khan Academy is using a table with 2 variables. They're going to give you the rule. So they've already given you the pattern. Your job is to use the information that they gave you to find the other pieces that are missing. So you can see here I have all my Y values, but I don't have my X values. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to plug in these values here to find the missing number. So I'm going to start off by saying, okay, I know the first one is 3, right? My first y value is 3. So I'm going to write it just like that. So we're going to plug in y. This looks very similar to when we solved for a variable using a one-step equation, right? So what I can do is either I can try to solve it using a solution of equations, so just trying to find out what is that missing piece? What would I need to add to x? Like what would I need to add here to make it 3? Or you can solve the one-step equation. Find your variable. What's happening next to it? Well, addition is happening next to it, so I'll do its inverse, which is subtraction. Move it over here. Okay, and then we can just subtract. This becomes 2, this becomes 10. Okay, so we know now x would be 2.4. Okay, that one's 2.4. Now, I'm going to try that again. Okay, but instead of using 3 as my y value, I'm going to go to the next part of the chart, which is 4.2. And I'll solve for x again. Find your variable. Addition is being done next to it, so I'll do its opposite. That moves it. Okay, and then we will do 3. This becomes 12. 3.6. So x now equals 3.6. Okay, and now you are in charge of doing this last one. So let me erase all this here. Your job, and some of you lucky ducks may get this one as one of your problems on Khan Academy. So now you're going to solve for that missing variable right there. Either you can solve it by using a one-step equation or a solution to an equation. So if you can just automatically add 0.6 to something to make 2, then you have your missing x value. Okie dokie, artichokes. If you need any help, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. I hope you have a great time with this. Once you get it, it's super fun. So keep at it, and I'm here if you need me.